What's poppin'? It's Kairos. You're entering Kairos round. Know it's been a while since I came out with a video. I'm I'm preparing for a wave of consistency. Anyway, in this present moment in time, I wanted to dive into oneness. Oh, oneness. And just talking about that way of life itself. You know, when you focus on one thing, or when you're moving with a focus of just one, aspect of something in life. Like when your drive is just garnered towards one lane. You know what I'm saying? You only driving towards one little substance or one little aspect of reality. Focusing upon one thing itself makes it appear in existence faster. Like, and well, not just appear in existence faster. Cause I know, like we trying to get out of just manner. Everybody on that manner, you trying to manifest and just bringing it. We trying to actually do shit more of nowadays and implement the steps to, like we learning about that is like just like a law of existence, like what like the law of attraction, you know what I'm saying? And instead of just getting lost in the trying to manifest something all the time. So when you focus on something for the one sense of what it is, when you're moving in that flow of oneness, what's going on is you're making something more solid in reality because you're being more in that aspect of existence or in that frequency and wavelength of life. So in life, beings that like take for instance something like music, right? It be beings that be multi-talented and whatnot within stuff, but when they do things, they focus on that thing specifically. So if I'm doing music, I'm gonna focus just on music right now in my life. I'm not gonna be looking at, all the other specifics of what's going on in reality or what's happening around me. Everything is based around this music itself. Everything is going into this creation. That's how you like press fast forward on shit, and bringing it into being in the best way possible with all the substance that it's supposed to have. Because when you do something like you half-ass it or you halfway do it, you don't put all your focus just to that itself. It don't necessarily compute into existence as if you put all of that effort or all of that work into it. So that creation itself won't be solid or last as long when it hit others. Like you could have made a song that could have lasted for, decades and decades, and you know what I'm saying, living all throughout history. But because you ain't really put no thought or, what I'm saying, that much effort into it, you ain't put that much soul into it like that, it may hit for like a summer, but it just be that summer. When you could have made a hit song like that, but if you would have focused on it a little harder, said something a little deeper within it, people would have carried that with them longer to where their kids may know about them listening to that song. But since you ain't really say nothing of substantial meaning, like that, you ain't put that much focus into it to bring them type of creations into existence. It go in one ear and go out the other. Or it's just a quick little vibe. You know what I'm saying? A motherfucker ride, and then they out of it. Rather than it having something solid. You know what I'm saying? And that's just talking about it in the sense of like music. But everything in reality kind of work like that. You know? Like, and like, people got different senses of oneness. But like, I'm gonna give you an example of shit, and like, just talking about working out. Like, the way I work out, or when I go into workouts and planning and preparing how I'm gonna, try to shape and form my body, how I'm trying to detail myself out this at this current point, I'm looking at it as one. So first, like before anything, I really ask my body what my body want to do before I even just jump into shit. But I know that's a little mystic. That may be a little bit too esoteric for some folks. But I look at my being as a totality. I just don't look at myself and be like, well, I want my chest to be big. You know what I'm saying? I want my arms to be bigger. So I'm gonna just focus on arms. I just focus on my chest. I look at my whole body. Like I want to level up. I want to evolve a little bit. I want to better myself. I want to be able to, you know what I'm saying, my limits be a little further than what they were. So when I'm working out, I'm not just focused on like necessarily like how it look. It's what I'm capable of doing, you know. So I may know that I can't bench press a lot, or it's a certain amount of weight that I can't lift or whatever. um, but there's certain things that go into lifting itself. You know, different shit like just being like just having the structure of your being together. You know, to lift a lot, if you're weak wrist and shit like that, you really can't lift that much because as you lift in your wrist and shit, it give out. You know, it's a certain form that go into lifting and whatnot itself. You know, it'd be like practicing little shit like that. I ain't getting into just the science of it all the way because I ain't trying to be too out there, but we gonna go out there a little bit. You know, like first, like when I'm working out, I know it's certain things that's always involved in my workout. You know, and I know that's like my flow of life itself. For instance, like how I was talking about the form of something, right? There's always a certain state of being, or you have certain thoughts, or you have certain mentalities towards working out and towards lifting shit that's heavy and whatnot itself. I want to make sure that's in the higher plane of reality. That's going to affect all the working out I do. You know, just in terms of my endurance and willpower, how I carry out these workouts and how I go into them, the type of energy I have for working out itself, how I step into this plane of existence. Now, there's something else that goes into working out is breathing. You know, with all of these exercises, you know, it's like I'm completing actions. I'm completing emotion. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing a whole set. I'm doing a whole rep. So as I'm going into it, I'm knowing that I'm working on my breath as well. Just like I'm working on my flesh and improving, you know, just the durability of my body and vessel itself. I also want to improve my breath. You know what I'm saying? Breathing goes into like just making this whole being function. You know, because we really just air and shit like that. As my air grows stronger, as my breath is stronger, working out get a little bit easier too. You know what I'm saying? As I know how to flow my breath in and shit. That's why it's like I may be able to lift more than what the average nigga my size or the average person my size may necessarily be able to do or what they would deem capable of. You know, because I breathe. You know, you may just be working out and just be trying to, you know, just push and do it and you don't naturally breathe or you ain't practice breath and whatnot itself. You know, that breathing it's help like that's a whole thing, like that's a body that you have. You know what I'm saying? It's like part of your existence itself, breath. You know, that's how your body moves and fluctuates. You know, and that's part of my oneness. So as I'm working out, breath is always a part of working out itself. You know, and as I focus on little things like that, you know what I'm saying, it makes my development happens faster. You know what I'm saying? Even in the sense of like I go beyond like just like the working out shit. If I'm working out, I know I'm working out my body, that's for a reason. So even in like people don't gotta tell I know motherfuckers trainers and she'll probably teach you this, but I know like even after working out, I know like my body gotta rest. Alright, certain ways I gotta be with my being, certain things I gotta do and upkeep so I can actually grow properly. You know, but that's oneness. I'm knowing like this working out shit is a whole cycle. So throughout all different shapes and forms of my life, I'm really working out. It's an overall improvement to thyself. You know, because like my flesh is part of who I am. You know, even though I just don't get lost into it and whatnot, but I'm making my vessel lighter. So I'm recognizing such things, you know. It's not like I'm done using my vessel after I leave the gym or after I leave whatever space of working out. You know, I still got to be with my vessel. So what else am I going to do? You know what I'm saying? What else? What is help? What you know what I'm saying? Like once you pay attention and look at shit like that, like that's how you reach forms faster. You know. Like say for instance, you want to lose weight or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Is certain shit I'll start looking at one that's like if I'm trying to lose weight, then I'm trying to do less intaking. You know what I'm saying? And more I was gonna say more going out. You know what the fuck I'm saying. So I'm eating less. It's not even all about just what I eat, but that matters. But I'm gonna eat less itself. You know what I'm saying? That whole regimen, I may only eat one meal out the day type of shit. I try to move myself towards that, like them type of habituals. You know, like even like the shit I drink naturally. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm drinking shit, I'm gonna drink something hot. I'm gonna drink something that's gonna burn some shit, that's gonna burn off some weight, that's gonna keep my presence, my being in that type of state. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna probably be in heat more than the cold. I'm only gonna turn that cold air on if necessary. Otherwise, I'm burning off calories all day. You know what I'm saying? Through the whole cycle. Like I'm making it a whole one sense of life rather than it just be like, like this is just like part of something I do. You know what I'm saying? It's part of something I do. Not working out is like once I start doing it, it's part of who I am. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how do I go and work out? You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. I could go into the details of such things, but those are the basis of it. Trying to get a little deeper, but that's about as deep as I'm going. And I think you catch my drift. It's just about focusing on one thing at a time. When you start doing too much shit, and that one thing that could have been super great, that was supposed to be super great, now it's lessened because you didn't know how to be patient. You wanted to do all this other shit at once, but you ain't focus on that one thing. Like beyond just like improving yourself, even dealing with people and just like the naturalities of existence work like that. Like people will fuck up like, just what you may have going for you in life because you start focusing on so much other shit around the main responsibilities or the shit you should have accountability for in the first place in life. You start looking at a whole bunch of a lot of other shit. So the shit that was special and meant for you, you fall off from. You wasn't focused on your oneness. You start losing yourself. You start becoming more people. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta watch that type of shit. So that even like goes around in life and like just like like your destiny and journey, type shit. In the same sense of like talking and whatnot to people as well. Like even just like communicating and growing, like just understanding life and then maturing. If you don't know how to focus on one thing, you don't know how to stop like doing a whole bunch of shit at once. You may not ever really like go process or develop yourself towards the terms of reality in which you were supposed to. And that be up on the spirit most of the time. You just don't want to be patient or sit still. Other people got to push you in states of realities for you to do such things. Then you ain't really trying to evolve. Because like evolution takes stillness, it takes peace. You know what I'm saying? Like that aspect of yourself being aware of existence, being aware of awareness, just being a consciousness, whatever the fuck. You get what I'm trying to say. It's not too many words for the shit I'm breaking down. But that's something that just playing like life, and that's something you may peep. Like I know, like people don't talk about like mentalities, like necessarily supposed to be like that. Like you just focus on one thing and that's it. But like in life, like you supposed to know how to do that. Like multitasking and all that other shit is cool, but you supposed to know how to sit and just grasp like, alright, this is my one focus right now rather than it being like you got this focus and you got this. On some astrology shit, you know who be focused on one thing? Like, it's not just Capricorns or no shit like that. It's not like, it's an earth sign though. I wouldn't even say it's Taurus. Cause like, I wouldn't even say it's them. They can get focused though. Just like Caps can get focused type shit too. But they be having little flawed out reasons a lot. But Virgos, Virgos will teach you how to focus on one thing. Virgos, you gotta work on your Virgo, and that's what I gotta speak about next. It's on the astrology tip. Just talking about the Virgin Virgo. Cause like that, just that six, right? That being that six zodiac sign, just carrying that energy in reality right now. This symbol, it's like the flow of dissension, like the flow. Excuse this other shit, but it's like the flow of bringing something into reality, rather than just like being in life and trying to figure shit out. It's like Virgos come in life and like they got this shit figured out. Now they just dealing with life. Like a lot of people come in life and don't really get what life is. Nah, Virgos be knowing what life is. Virgos be knowing some shit. And as they develop themselves, they come through challenges and whatnot in life to where they figure out like, all right, like I focusing on all these little different details of things. If I want something to really be brought here, I gotta focus on just the one sense of it, and just the detailings of that. Once a Virgo master themselves in that type of sense, they'd be like some of the dopest magicians and manifestors out here. Like they'd be able to make some shit happen like that, and that often be placed upon them being able to focus on something. Like bringing all them like little details of shit, how they'll focus on all the little minuscule details of a situation or experience itself. When you bring that together in just a wholesome sense and just like one focus, it like make like would be a normal focus like that much, like I was gonna say that much better, but it's far more expansive, to where it's like when they focus on music or something like that, and they just focus on making the music or just saying the words, they'll be finding all different type of ways to talk and mastering that essence of talking when they focus just on that. And then when they focus on rhyming or wordplay, they get to mastering what wordplay is. On some Capricorn shit, on some Taurian shit too. It's like I'm like that's on some like building it up step by step. You know what I'm saying? You put the pieces together, right? You put the pieces together rather than like just jumping into it and just trying to figure this shit out. It's like looking at it from an overview, like, alright, this go here. This go here. That go. That shit may seem lame, trying basic, but I know some motherfuckers catching my drift. Rather than like just going into it and just like putting shit together and just trying shit, seeing what it is, like having a focus is like, alright, I got some clarity over this. And the greater your focus is, it's like the greater clarity you have over something. So you be able to, see it. And with the abilities and whatnot you possess, you can bring it into reality. You can grasp it better for yourself. You know what I'm saying? And share that sense with another. Yeah. So, yep. That's oneness. Well, I think I broke it down enough, but I feel like that's a lot of like Virgo energy. You know what I'm saying? You can talk about Aries and shit too, because they just like do shit. You know what I'm saying? They live life like life. You know what I'm saying? They live like as life itself. That's kind of how like they embody their persona and egos more of when it's like a sun sign Aries. It's the energy of living to where it's like I am the accordance of what's going on. Like I am the sympathy. I am the resonance. It's being in that type of presence of life. And that's in the similarity of oneness. But they don't necessarily be thinking about shit like that. They just be living like that. And that's just like the basic energy of it. Just talking about Aries and the one, but in like the reality and whatnot we live in, like when we trying to like focus on something and grasp it, I get to talking about numbers and a whole bunch of other shit. But we grasp things in the way of dissension. You know what I'm saying? Because we're already in like a format of reality that's solid, that's based upon substance and dirt. So it's like our focus itself is kind of garnered from that aspect of existence. Soliditaries more of. Shit's that's solid out here. So our focus is gonna be more in that Virgo range of life, and it's like being detailed, knowing how to digest shit, filtering through the existence in different ways. Like that's a lot of Virgo energy rather than just being Aries and just being gun ho and going. Like that they get us lost more of here. Like cause as you doing shit, you ain't really thinking about it. You just getting lost in the shit that's already created. I could talk about the shit dimensionally and all that, but nah, I ain't finna go there. Everybody don't get that. I don't think that's necessary right now. So yeah, Rose.